Right, there we go. Everything's ready to go. Fantastic. So hello to those of you who are in the chat here. It's nice to see you guys, assuming there's somebody here. I mean, this is a pre-stream, so I don't expect anybody to really be here. So yeah, hi. Hi if there's anybody there. Okay. I'm glad everything's bloody working. That makes things easy. Hello there, Pino. Glad to see you, my friend. Yeah, see, this is the awkward thing. Sometimes with Twitch, it doesn't actually show you, like, if there's anybody viewing, so you just, like, kind of, like, speak to yourself sometimes. So there, Kangaroos, how you doing, my friend? Yep, you are indeed early. I'm deciding to go ahead and play some, like, command modern air and naval operations. I think that's what it is. Music just in the background, just the main theme from it. I think I'll have that running throughout, and then just obviously turn it down a little bit. Nice to have a little bit of music there. Yep, we are joined here by the developers. Fantastic bunch of guys there. I'm sure they'll be able to answer any questions. I think the command music actually fits quite well, to be honest. I always really do admire the art. I mean, I think the art is just absolutely exceptional. Quite looking forward to this, actually. I mean, we are going to be showcasing the campaign mode, really. Well, how to set up a campaign, and then we're going to be playing a pre-made campaign, which is going to be quite good. I do like the inclusion of pre-made campaigns. I think that's really quite nice. It gives you, like, I don't know, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to play with the cards that you've been dealt, rather than the ones you've chosen in a number of ways. No wonder I play a lot of Axis games. So how are we all doing today, then? I do hope you guys are doing well. You know, I do quite like Armored Brigade. It is, honestly, it's quite good. I do enjoy it. I think it's one of those, I don't know, I like the isometric view. I suppose it's isometric in the fact of, obviously, the map. I don't know, I don't even know if isometric is the right way to describe the, game here. There is an isometric mode, but I like that sort of top-down, it's not quite... I suppose it's more, I suppose it's like that blend of operational and tactical, really. You have that tactical element, obviously you can get really down into the dirt with the troops there, but obviously then you zoom out and you're looking from a god's eye view of the actual battlefield. You're controlling the helicopters, the airstrikes, the tank battalions, well, the tank companies, that sort of thing, infantry. I like that. I like that mix-up. I like it. How you doing, that unknown? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Command's also a very good game. I really do learn. I need to learn how to play Command. I still think my favourite parts of that is just the submarines. I really, really do enjoy the submarines in Command Modern Naval Air Operations. I'm glad you're looking forward to it, mate. No, it's going to be quite good. I think it really adds something to the game that was definitely needed. It gives a hell of a lot more in terms of replayability, which is really quite nice. We do have the inclusion of some new maps actually today as well, which is really quite good. Namely, the North Italian Theatre, and I suppose inclusion of the Adriatic, so I suppose what would be Croatia, that sort of general area, so that's quite interesting. Really does add a very interesting mix of terrain to what we have to choose from now, actually. Only 2 minutes now till we can get officially started, so that's going to be good. So it's good to have the pre-stream here then, just get a few comments in, well, get a few questions I should say, and just make sure everything's alright and working. Oh, it's a good thing when it works. So there, Kendra, how you doing there, my friend? Welcome to the stream, it's good to see you. How does the audio sound, by the way, guys? Is it loud enough? Is the music okay? Obviously, we are going to be playing with the music in the background, so it might look at turning it down just a tad bit in the... we'll see how we get on with it, actually. Ideally, everything's okay. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Armored Brigade, where today we will be taking a look at really the showcasing of the new and upcoming DLC, which is going to be really awesome. So in this new DLC, we do have the features, you can actually build your campaigns now, which is really quite interesting. We also do have the inclusion of the Italian army as well as the Yugoslavian army, so that's going to be really fun. That's going to add a lot of variation here, so yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I do hope you guys are pretty hyped for this. I've been a bit hyped for this. How are you doing there, Paul? Hello there, Grainwald, I should say, and Warrior Donut. I like that name. Okay, so let's go ahead, and what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to show you guys how to actually generate a campaign, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go and take a look at one of the pre-made, pre-generated campaigns, just so we can get an idea. And it's like, as I was saying earlier to the guys on the pre-stream here, it's like I always really do like to play with the cards that you're given, not the ones you've chosen. But of course, with the campaign generation, you can absolutely choose the cards you're given. I mean, this is it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, you can choose the nations involved, which is going to be great. Yep, hello there, Scutari. How you doing there, my friend? And so, of course, I'm playing here in the background the Command Modern Air and Naval Operations theme. I might see if we can, I don't know, we might turn it down a little bit later on. It's just to have something in the background there, so don't be too confused about that one. Yep, so, okay. So now, to actually go ahead and take a look at the campaign generation, how this works is you have obviously your list of maps over here. So for example, the Fort Irwin National Training Centre, the Fort Gap, North East Italy, which is actually pretty impressive to be honest. So obviously we have Trieste over here, we do have a number of Italian cities over this way. It looks as though, I don't know if this would actually be considered the Po Valley. I think the Po Valley would obviously be a little bit along this way. Or it might be the Po Valley, I'm not entirely sure on that one. My Italian geography isn't quite as good as I'd like it to be. But it's a very nice, heady mix of terrain over here. Mainly with some prominent rivers over here, which is quite intriguing. The terrain over here seems mostly flat, but then obviously we do have some really radically different terrain up over this way. Lots of high terrain, mountainous terrain, hilly terrain, forests as well, which is quite intriguing. I do like these coastal areas as well. I think they could make for a very interesting sort of battle. And especially in massive urban centres like Trieste over here, that'd be an interesting battle. Hello there, Grey Knight and Lanza, welcome to stream. Good to see you guys. So what we're going to do here then to obviously showcase how a campaign works then. So let's say that we are playing as, let's say the German forces, the federal German forces over here then. So let's say that we'll have the campaign begin with the defense of Rothenburg. And now what we do here then is we left click to select this, and we'll place another one over here, and another one over here at Harburg. Now what we do is we right click, and what the game will do here then is we'll generate a number of different battle sites over here. So what we need to do here then to actually have this work correctly is, let's see, so I'm just going to go back, so we'll right click to get rid of these. You need to try and make sure they are able to be linked up, so as you can see here, oh, actually no, that did work, okay, fair enough. Let me see if I can make one that doesn't work. Apparently I'm doing myself too good of a service here. I like it. When I try to showcase something not working, I am just, yeah, okay. And compared to the volume, your voice music is quite quiet. Okay, turn the background music up just a little bit more there. There we go. Ideally, that's okay. Right then, so I'm trying to showcase how to break the system, but I can't seem to do so at the moment. But in a nutshell, what you need to do then is obviously select the battle sites, and then the game here will generate a number of battle sites along these avenues over here. So it's in effect, I suppose the best way to look at it is obviously from, let's take a look from the Second World War pushes then. Obviously the big offensives, obviously would be pushing in a certain direction, obviously there would be battles fought heading in that direction. So that's really cool. Okay. Now, what we're going to do here then is, we'll go ahead and just generate a quick one over here then, so from Rottenburg to Harburg. I'm probably pronouncing those names really, really poorly, so I'm glad to annoy a few German people, so yeah, let's see how many people can annoy today from different nationalities. Okay, so we do have player supply over here then. So how many supply points the player receives for refitting units and selecting support assets. The base value depends on the player's force size. The opponent's force size is scaled up in proportion to this value. So of course we have 30% here, so I can increase that to 40% or obviously decrease it or increase it further than that. We'll go on the 30% over here. Now, water is fordable. We can change this to varied, we can change this to impassable, but we'll have it on fordable at the moment. We do have night battles, we also have varied weather over here. Of course, we do have different sizes of maps over here, so what we can do is obviously increase that, and obviously that will increase the size of the sector, I should say. So what we're going to do here then is save our settings, and we'll go forwards. After we select it. There we go. Yep, left click to add the waypoints, right click to finish. There we go, so we'll go ahead and take a look over here then. So of course we do have the ability to choose any of the factions here. We can also play against any of the other factions, which is really quite good to be fair. So we also do have, as you can imagine, the options that are default in the game when obviously it comes to generating your own, I suppose, your own battles. But obviously with this being part of the campaign, it really does add some additional, I don't know, I suppose customizability? And so, for example, I could obviously play the Yugoslavians against the Italians over here. It'd be rather strange to see a Yugoslavian army in Germany, let alone an Italian army, but we'll forgive it for the time being. So obviously we can see here the training value, so 65, 75 morale. Of course, we are playing in 1983. These values would change as the years go on by. So we'll go ahead and just generate a random year here. So as you can see here, as you would expect, we have armored, infantry, and mechanized. So we'll go ahead and do then is click done. Now of course we go over here, this tells us the amount of combat power. And there we go. So you can see here, for the AI, they have their starting value, so this is their minimum value, and then this is the maximum value. So what this does is it goes ahead and generates a, I suppose you could call it like a dynamic campaign. As obviously you're not going to be facing a fixed amount of force, it will vary, it will change. Now as to whether you can withstand that is really up to the player, I suppose you could say. So, of course, we do have our advanced options here as per usual. Obviously, you can tweak these to your heart's desire. We'll go ahead and take a look at this. So, we'll go ahead and just click and generate a random force here, just so we can go ahead and take a look at how this all works out then. And throw one in there, and bada bing, bada boom. So, here we go. This is in the North German plain. We can save this as campaign. We'll just call it campaign. We can, of course, change the training and morale, as well as the training and morale of the opposite faction, the opposing faction. So there we go, click done, and here we go. So then Van Bishop, how you doing there, my friend? Okay, so this would be the first battle in the pre-generated campaign then. So of course, how this would work out is we do have random objectives over here then, so we do have a meet and engagement for our first battle here, of course. So of course we would have to fight this out, try to achieve a victory, but even if we do not achieve a victory, obviously this would then progress on further throughout the pre-generated campaign, well, the campaign that you would generate as the player. But what we're going to do here today is we're going to take a look at one of the pre-generated campaigns that are included in the DLC, because I think that's going to be quite a lot of fun actually. It's going to be rather interesting. Just going to turn the music down just a tad bit there. There we go. So go ahead and take a look at this then. So we do have over here then start campaign. We have Beyond Water, Over the Hills, Defending Fulda, and this one over here. Now, do bear in mind that this DLC is still a work in progress until, obviously, the release date. So things here are still subject to change until the actual full release. So, if something goes wrong, it's probably my fault. Right. So it's kind of tempting, actually. So we do have Over the Hills over here, then. So we do have, as well, the Soviets versus the Finnish forces over here, the Americans versus the Soviets, and the Americans versus the Soviets over here, then. So this would be in the Fulda, so this would be Germany, and Over the Hills as well. A campaign extension, the Twin Valley scenario. Among the rolling hills, and American mechanized companies fighting the enemy with help from infantry and light anti-tank units. In defending the Fulda, prevent the enemy from reaching the city of Fulda, your M1A1 tanks and air support play a vital role in this campaign. Well, that's really quite cool then. Hello there, Pixels, good to see you again, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Now we go, just turn the audio down just a slight tad. Okay. Go with... yeah, there we go, perfect. Over the hills and far away you'll find the Soviet army, really. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do then, we're not going to be playing with the player character option over here, and I feel bad for you guys. You've got about 2 hours and 50 minutes of me rambling on like a madman. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this. So what do you guys think then? Are we going to go ahead and play the Americans versus Soviets, or do you guys feel like playing the Soviets versus the Finns? Of course, we do have the Italians and the Yugoslavian forces over here, though I am saving that for a very special occasion. But of course, if you guys want to see that now, we can absolutely do that. The choice is in your hands. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys. So can we see some comments here in the chat for which scenario you'd like to see, for which campaign you'd like to see here played today? Yeah, okay, so one comment here, Ben, very curious about the Italian versus Yugoslavian. Actually, the Soviet army, more like the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. Yeah. Okay, so we've got one for the Italians and the Yugoslavians, we've got another for the USSR. Over the Hills campaign. Fulda. Ooh. Okay, so we've got a comment here from the actual developers. Personally, I'd recommend the Over the Hills campaign. So we'll go ahead and try the Over the Hills campaign first and foremost, and then we'll move on to the Italians versus the Yugoslavians. So there we go. Now, June 1987. This is going to be rather intriguing then. So obviously we do have a American mechanized company here then. And so obviously a mix of armoured and obviously, well, infantry and the mechanized. With help from infantry and light anti-tank units. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look at this one and see how things turn out then. I think what we are going to do here then is give the Soviets a slight, well actually let's see here. We'll give them a slight advantage here then. I might come to regret this, but we'll take a look at this then. Okay, so we do have 3,182 points over here, out of 4,139. We do not have the ability to choose any additional forces. We do have the ability here then to actually take a look at the forces we've been given. As we do have a M2 Mechanized Infantry Platoon, quite good then. So our Mechanized Infantry, they're equipped with the M47 Law. They also do have the M47 Dragon ATGM, that's quite cool. 40mm grenade launcher, LMG, assault rifles, hand grenades. Their speed there, 10 kilometers an hour, it's a 6-man squad. Okay. Right. It's good to see that all of these actual infantry sections are equipped with the M47 Law, at least they all have some sort of anti-tank capability, which is always a bloody good thing. It's always quite nice when, yeah, you're not just going to be rolled over by the enemy's armoured forces. Hello there, Bufo. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Actually, quite a heavy focus on the law, then. That's quite good. So we do have some M60 A3s over here, then. Looking pretty snazzy in their camouflage over here, then. You can buy some artillery support now. Yep, you are absolutely right. So we do have the ability to buy a few batteries of guns or some artillery minefields. We might take a look at that in just a moment. We'll go through our force and just see really what we might be looking at needing. So we do have the M68 3s. These are pretty formidable tanks for the era. 105mm M68 gun. That's quite good. Accuracy 63. Okay. 254mm of kinetic energy protection, 254mm of chemical energy. I assume this means chemical energy. Right, okay, Headquarter Units over here, then we do come with light mortars. A dismounted scout section, that's going to be quite important. We do have 2 of those bad boys. Mechanized, however, these guys are not actually in the Bradleys, which is a shame. The Bradleys are pretty impressive. Yes, especially as they are sporting that ATGM. They do have that 25mm, is it the Bushmaster? Well, the M242 chain gun. Impressive piece of kit, to be honest. Amongst that, we do have self-propelled mortars, more dismounted scouts, and we have an infantry platoon over here and a M47 ATGM section over here. So they are sporting the Dragon. They also do come with some M72 laws, so that's pretty good then. The infantry themselves, not a huge amount of infantry here then, so that's a fair enough. It's a fair force anyhow. Right then. Hello there, Bitfiend. Welcome to the stream here, my friend. Yep, so there is no air support here for the US forces in this campaign, so it's going to be rather intriguing, actually. We are going to have to use a lot of artillery, I can imagine. Right then. That is very expensive, okay. So we really have the choice in between the artillery minefields, then. We could get a few minefields, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to need the guns more than anything. I would like to stick the actual minefields here, to be honest, but the thing is, it's hard to say. I don't know, it's hard to say how useful the mines are going to be. They could be very useful. I mean, obviously they are fantastic for, like, area denial. I'm actually quite tempted. I am somewhat tempted here. I'm going to leave it up to you guys then. What do you reckon we should go for here then? Should we go for the 4-gun battery of artillery? Or do we go for the artillery minefields? Of course, we do come here then with the actual guns. We do have 72 rounds of high explosives. We do have an impressive amount of DPICM, so obviously that is very effective against the tanks there. Smoke illumination rounds. However, if we go for the minefields, we do have a grand total of 120 mines, which is a fair old amount of mines there. Okay. Oh, that's good to know, then. So the opposing side doesn't have air support either. That does change things then. I am tempted by the mines. I think the actual gun battery would be very useful. But of course we do already have mortars. Oh, that's a good... Thank God the developers are here then, pointing out that of course we need the guns to actually fire the artillery minefields. That's fair enough then. I think the case has already been decided for us then. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this then. See what we're looking at here today. I always do give the developers quite the headache. Okay, so we're taking a look at the minefield. Sorry, at the battlefield here. I said minefield. It's going to turn down the music here just to the lowest, just so it is some background music. Not too distracting then for players. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this in the isometric view. So, that is a lot of height differentials. Yeah, that is a lot of height difference over here then. I'm not too keen on the amount of forest here as well. This is going to be quite a gritty, bloody battle, isn't it? At least 2 objectives are over here, then. That does make it significantly easier. Yeah, so okay. We do have what seems to be 3 objectives. Thankfully, 2 of them are over here on the right-hand side. We do have one in the center over here, so that's not too bad. What I'm going to do is... Oof, how do we wish to approach this one? Yeah, okay. I mean, the objective number 1 is over here. Objective 2 and 3 are... I don't think they're quite on the plateau of this hill over here. They're not too far away from the plateau. And we might be able to potentially position something on the opposing side on this hill over here, then potentially give us a killing zone over here. But even then, that's not exactly guaranteed. Yeah, you could make XTRG learn the hard way. I think a lot of you guys in the chat here are masochists, aren't you? Is it masochist or is it sadist? No, it's masochist, isn't it? Okay. Right, do we have the ability to redeploy our forces? We do, thank God. Okay. Have them reform here. Reattached. There we go. Right, so that is our law section. Oh no, this is the mortar section. Okay. What we are going to do then is actually take the mortars. These mortars are going to be very, very useful. I'm going to have to give them something in the way of cover, perhaps. As we'll do over here, then, is I'm going to put them in this forested area over here. They're spread out to a degree here, so that's not too bad. What I'm going to do is actually spread them out a little bit further. The reason for that is I really don't want them to be annihilated by artillery too easily. So spread them out just a tad bit more then. Actually, about there will be fine. Okay, reattach. There we go. Let's see. So we do have an M47 ATGM section over here. These ATGMs are going to be very handy. What sort of range do we have with these ATGMs? So with the M47 Dragon ATGM then, we do have... not the longest range I've ever seen, but about 1,000 meters at absolute maximum then. The M2 IFVs are very important in this scenario, use their missiles and autocannons wisely, yep indeed. I mean, this is it, we do have the Dragon ATGMs, but they're not quite the longest range creatures that we have here in our, I suppose in this zoo that we have before us. The law's not too bad, of course, it's about 300 meters range, but obviously it's a high explosive anti-tank round. It's, well, warhead I suppose you could call it, so pretty damn capable of taking out most enemy vehicles over here then. These guys are obviously going to be very handy up close and personal, but we do need to get them actually deployed in a decent position. They could head towards this village over here actually. Okay. Rightio. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring up the actual drawing tool that I've got. Now bear in mind this drawing tool is a third party tool over here. And it's one I use for streamer convenience. Right then, so obviously we do have the two objectives over here. We do obviously have the objective down in the actual valley. I think what we need to do here then is potentially assume... now we do have some pretty... yeah, that's... not... I don't think it is as high as this ridge line over here. Well, I suppose the top of the hill over here. It does have height advantage over objective 2 and 3, so obviously we've got an overwatch position over here. The difficulty is going to be here really choosing how we support our forces. It might be that we take a look at this area over here. Obviously this is a good piece of height. There is always this as well, but it's not as actual high as the other terrain features here. I think what we're probably going to be end up doing here then is we'll deploy probably some of the Bradleys over here, but I think the main thrust is going to come from this sort of area here. I think if we can take control of this area, perhaps we'll be in a good spot. Though saying that, it isn't too easy to say, as in reality this is very prominent on the actual battlefield here. If I was able to take control of this, I'd have a commanding view over this area, I'd imagine. It might be potentially a few infantry units move up through this area. Obviously we don't need them moving too quickly, so obviously there's not a huge amount of ground for them to cover. Well, they don't have to cover it very quickly. I think that's the important thing here then. I'm going to say 2 and 3 should be easy. You're protected by the mountain. 1 is the opposite, yeah. I mean, this is it. 1 is really the... I suppose the one to worry about. Not to mention that the enemy is going to start very close here. They're going to be actually in the valley. So I think we need to have a mix of steady, and obviously then moving very quickly. What we'll do here then is obviously take a look at this without the actual height map overlay. Let's take a look then. Okay. Right, yeah, that is pretty high there. 196 meters plus 1, obviously total height there. Off of the, well, off the sea level. And 202 meters over that way. Yeah, 224 meters. We could make a pretty... to be fair, we do have 4 deployment capabilities over here then. Now this is interesting. So obviously we do have the ability to deploy scout elements over here to the front, which is very, very useful. How are we looking over here with this small village? 115 meters. Okay, yep. So this position here, the 2 objectives definitely do overlook the small villages out here. That's not... it does make it a little bit harder on us here. The foot infantry and AT units may not be extremely useful when you're advancing, but they're very useful when you're defending later in the campaign. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we do have our scout teams over here, the dismounted units. And do we have anything that is mounted that is... I'm not seeing anything that's mobile. Okay. The mechanized is going to be extremely important here then. What I'm going to say here then is we'll have the infantry deployed over this end. And we could potentially take a look... I mean, this is it. Yeah, this looks completely different on the height. Yeah, what we are going to have to do then is make our way up over here then. So what we're going to do then is actually have the infantry make their way up through these trees over here. I think there's not much else we could potentially do with them. And there's only a couple roads through here as well, so they're going to make some slow progress, but at least there is a possibility of setting up choke points and kill zones over here if the enemy does indeed decide to send any vehicles through here, which they very well may do. So it's going to be one of these things of where we really have to try and balance that attack and counter-attack possibilities that we have here. Okay. So we're going to stop waffling on for about 5 minutes here and we'll get some units deployed then, shall we? Now, what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to deploy one forward scout section over here. I think what we will do then is take a look at what they can actually see from these positions. Yeah, so obviously they can see the opposing hill over here. They can't see too far in front of them, so it's not really a very good idea to deploy them here. We want somewhere that has a commanding field of view. And that is going to be a little bit hard to find out this way. This might be a decent position to have these scouts make their way towards, as obviously then they do have a decent line of sight over this area. They do have line of sight over an objective one, actually, most importantly. So I think what we'll do here then is we'll deploy this section together. So obviously I'm going to form that up, reattach it. Okay, so what we're going to do here then is just go with the line formation there. So we'll go ahead and sort them out in a moment, but what I'm going to take a look at doing here then, let's have a look. So this scout force over here then, if it was deployed to this area, what could we see from here? Yeah, okay. Again, yeah. The height is really quite an issue. Well, we're in a position here where obviously we do have line of sight over objective 3. We do have line of sight out here to about, not too far off for 1,500 meters, a little bit beyond that as well, to about 2,000 meters, 2,300 meters I should say, line of sight over this area, but this again isn't particularly amazing for us. We need somewhere that is going to be quite a commanding field of view, and that's going to be difficult to find here. We don't really have much in the way of hard cover. The only aspect of hard cover that we have is down, I suppose, in what you could call the valleys here between these actual hills. Of course, that position there would be overlooked and quite vulnerable. The line of sight down in the actual valley isn't an issue. But I suppose what we need to do then is just... Yeah, I think these scout sections are going to have to just try and establish a position, try and hold off the enemy here. We may want to move them very quickly towards the central position here, so perhaps one squad overlooking this road here. What's the height on the village over here of Jorsa? So that's 158 meters, obviously, plus the 5 there. We do have a large building there, the church. The church could be an interesting position here just to keep an eye on this actual town, as it would give us a line of sight extending all the way down here. It could be handy as well just to have an idea of what's potentially coming this way. So perhaps we take a look at sending a scout section down this way to take a look. Hard to say. I'm going to say we'll forego that option. I'm going to deploy one of these actual dismounted scout sections over here, though. So we'll have them advance on each side of the road here, then. A little bit further. Right, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to tell them to do is actually move up via... Well, tell them to scout. So what this is going to do then, obviously having them on this actual movement mode, on this order I suppose you could call it, is once they do spot the enemy, they're going to move out of line of sight, and they're going to move into cover. So it's a very cautious way of moving our forces over here, but I think that is going to be required. Now if we take a look at this hill over here, yeah, okay. Now this isn't too bad, but the thing is we're not going to be seeing a huge amount of useful... We do have... Okay, that's not too bad, actually. No, that's not bad at all. That's actually probably the best we're going to get here. Yeah, that is actually fantastic. Okay. Right, we can make use of this position here quite nicely, then. We might look at actually deploying some of the ATGMs over here, the actual infantry-based ATGM systems, into those areas. So obviously into the town over here. At least that's going to give us some protection. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Right, that's a nice field of view. Yeah, that works for me. That does work for me. We might want to move one of the scout teams over to this side, perhaps, but that's not bad so far. Maybe another one over this way. See, the thing is, obviously, I do want to capture these objectives, but the thing is, I don't want to throw my units out here willy-nilly. I don't want to just run my actual scout sections into these objectives for them to be just like mowed down by some Soviet MG fire or even autocannon fire. So we do have to approach this fairly cautiously. As long as we can see the enemy approaching, we can deal with them. We do have some effective weapon platforms, so that's good. We have that going for us. Let's see, if we move them up a little bit further, what do we gain? Okay, I'm actually losing quite a bit. That does seem to be the Goldilocks zone there. Yeah, that's perfect. So about here then. Yeah, one. There we go, just a couple meters further down. Okay, so we'll get you deployed over here then. At least the good news is we actually do have some hard cover down here. I might look at actually, to be honest, no, this is fantastic then. Okay. That's not bad, actually. Do we have a tall building down here? That'd be amazing. I don't think I've seen any large buildings. I've not seen any warehouses. I've not seen any factory buildings, nor a church. That building's not too bad over there, actually. That's not bad. Actually, that's not too bad at all. At least we'd actually have some hard cover. We do have a building over here not too far out of the deployment zone. That is... yeah, that's fairly tempting. Okay, that's not too bad. It might be worthwhile deploying one of these actual buildings down here. At least then we actually do have hard cover. Maybe one section in the trees over here and another section over here in the actual buildings. At least then they benefit from having that hard cover, really. That we do lack across much of the map. That position, yeah, that's pretty good. That's very covered. I don't imagine the Soviets would see as quite... That's actually really... yeah, that's exceptional. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and deploy one of the other teams over there. So, deploy you in this building over here, then let's take a look at your line of sight then. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we do importantly have line of sight over to this area. We have line of sight over both objectives to a degree. It's not... and again, is there a better position than this? Let's take a look. It's going to be difficult. We really do have to... I don't know, this might be better as long as we do have a solid line of sight over here. The buildings actually might present a better option for us here. Okay, we'll redeploy that squad over to that building there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We do have a mixed line of sight there. It's generally covered in the same area. But at the end of the day, at least we do have both teams able to generally see what's going on. Of course, this team can obviously keep an eye on this village over here. They both can, but yeah. So they will cover this northern section, they can cover this southern section. If I could try to figure out a position that could cover this southern section, I'd be very, very happy. Now, they're over there to the north. I might want to have a team down here in this centre. The issue is, well, to be honest, that's not too bad, is it? Yeah, what we'll do then is actually deploy one of these scout teams over towards Objective 1, and then at least we do have that line of sight covering the general area. Yeah, so if I could get line of sight over Objective 1, I'd be happy. Okay, so for the most part, they could cover all that area. Importantly, they do cover the actual valley down here. Right, okay, we'll go with about that. So I'm going to tell them... I suppose we could give them a fast movement order. I think it might be worthwhile to go for that as of the end of the day. If we arrive in this area in that position quickly enough, we'll actually be in a pretty formidable one. So what we'll do is look at this opposing hill over here then. Yep, okay. That is really what I want to strive towards. The issue is we aren't going to be really too in the know about this area. Is there a way that I can get a general coverage of this area in general? I think I'd have to move quite far forward, which is not too particularly safe. I'm going to say something in this sort of area over here. It's not too far away from our initial starting position. I could make them, well, I could have them a little bit closer. The issue is, if we are moving up down these roads, we do really have to take into consideration that the enemy could be coming storming up here. So what we'll do then, yeah, this train isn't particularly, welcoming for that either. That'll have to do. We'll move towards that sort of area. Ooh. We are... so it's folded over here then. Okay. I think what I'm going to do then is deploy another scout team down this way. So take a look at the line of sight from this position over here. We might be able to find something that is worthwhile. Yeah, see, they can only just barely see it that way. I'm not left with a great amount of options here. And we could potentially move up to this forward position over here, so at least we'd be able to take a look at what's coming. But I'm not seeing too many great positions down here. It's not leaving a lot for me to work with, really. That might be the best we're going to get for the time being. I could push up a little bit further so we do have a more generalized line of sight, but it's not amazing. Right. I think we might have to make do with that. Unless we have a scout team. Yeah, it might be better to have a scout team positioned over here. Might be much better to actually do that. That might indeed be the best we're going to get here. Yeah, but I think that's the best we're going to get over this position here. So what I'm going to do then is deploy... We'll deploy one scout team over here then. Check their line of sight. Right, that'll work for me. Now, I do really want to have a scout section actually move through this area to the southern, I suppose you could call it the village or town down here. And the reason for that is I'd like to occupy this church position here. At least then I could actually potentially see down this road. It's not the best position, don't get me wrong, but at least it is a commanded position that is fairly fortified and we can always move out from it then later on. I'd like to try and deny to the Soviets as well. Forward positions like that are very, very welcome. So what I'm going to give them in orders is, actually we'll move there, but at least they can move fast. So I'll tell them to move fast through this area, but I'm going to tell them to actually move via the scouting command, scouting orders I should say. And if we could try to move down this way, move over to the church if they can manage that. Now, so that is the scouting element sorted out. We do have additional mortars. I'm going to have this as... hotkey 1. We do have a self-propelled mortars over here as well. So, I want them in an area where they can rapidly deploy. Well, redeploy, I should say. I also do want them in an area where they're able to support our forces, but have a fair amount to cover themselves. So it might be that we deploy them in this urban area over here. Perhaps they are at the centre of the map to a decent degree. I suppose a lot of the combat is going to be in this central sort of area. I'd imagine really around the plateaus. Around the hills, I should say. So perhaps over here, then. The issue is we do want to have them hidden as well, because I suppose we don't need to worry about the enemy having air support. And, well, this is it. The enemy doesn't have to worry about us having air support either. But I really don't want to have them just open season, really. We'll go ahead and check their range. No spotter, of course. Yep, so range is absolutely fine. We do have range to cover all areas here. Of course, this is our minimum zone over here. We are going to need spotters. We're going to need... Yep, okay. It's going to be a fun one, really. Right, the ATGM sections. As far as it goes to the ATGMs, it might be worthwhile potentially moving some of these guys into the actual woods over here. At least the... engagement distance is going to be fairly short. It's going to be fairly tight over here. At least we do have that going for us. We could actually, yeah. It might be the best way potentially to use them. It's going to be difficult whichever way we look at this, really. But I think moving up over here, at least we are nearby. Important, there's a couple bridges over here. We could potentially have a look at deploying one of the teams into this section over here, but then, yeah, okay, into this area over here would be quite good. So what we'll do then... yeah, though there's a lot to be said for having numbers. Distance, we'll check out the distance here, actually. That's about 1,000 meters. Okay, so how many of these ATGM sections do we actually have? We do have a law section over here, we have a law section, ATGM section. It might be that we actually deploy the ATGMs in these houses over here. They don't have a longest range, but 1,000 meters does put us generally in this sort of area, so at least we'd be able to defend against potential counterattacks. And the mechanized mortars have plenty of range, but the dismounted mortars in battle are more limited. Yep, you are absolutely right there. We'll go ahead and check out the actual range then of the dismounted mortars. Oh, yep, significantly less then. Okay. So what we'll do then is actually, we could deploy them further and closer towards the front. We'll deploy them here in the center of the battle. So I'm going to say in this area about here. Right. I suppose it is putting our eggs in one basket here, but at least we are able to move quite quickly, at least with the self-propelled mortars. Okay, so we'll go ahead and double-check their range again. Okay, yep, so they're able to be fairly involved in the battle there. That's good to see. Okay, so what we're going to do then is going to have the ATGMs move up towards this area. So if I had them, let's see, if they were to deploy in these houses up here, obviously they would be closer, but they're not going to be close enough to actually really... get involved in the battle, aren't they? 1,000... yeah, okay, so we'd have ranged about here. I'm going to go ahead and select in these houses over here. So what we'll do then is also get them deployed so they can make a pretty quick movement over that way. So I'm going to tell them to move fast. I'm going to have them deploy in separate buildings here as well. Yep, okay. So if they deploy in these buildings over here then. Okay, so at least we'll have two positions over here of hard cover. Right, they have their orders. The law section is going to be handy. I'm going to need infantry in these areas. Absolutely going to need infantry. So what we might want to do then is actually deploy the infantry sections into this section, well, into the center here. I do have the mechanized forces, obviously I do have the rolling infantry over here. But I'm going to say the rolling infantry, we could potentially use them in the forest over here, but I think that's inviting a very quick death for some of our Bradleys over here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is we'll have the infantry move up in the center over here then. Okay. So advance to this general area. We'll take up positions obviously around the objective and really try to secure it as best as possible. Now, headquarter units over here, we do of course have the mechanized M2 Bradleys. The Bradleys are going to be very, very, very useful. I'd like to be able to pursue, well, prosecute the battle without relying upon the Bradleys, as the thing is they are able to be destroyed if they are sighted, so we do have to be careful with that. Their auto guns are going to be handy as well. I think what we need to do then is take into consideration that of course we do have men aboard here, we need to get them deployed and into action. The mechanized forces are going to be extraordinarily handy, very useful assets and very powerful assets. So what we're going to do here then is we'll take a look at the bridges over here. So I'm going to have them deploy in a tight formation, but I'm going to have them march, so see they're going to be all lined up neatly behind each other. So what we're going to do then is have them advance across the actual bridge over here then. In fact, it might be better to do that. Yeah, we'll have them deploy over this position here. So redeploy. Okay, so I'd like you to advance down here. Now, the difficulty is going to come from the fact that we do have to get near this area. It might be worth our time to actually have them deploy around this area as well. So what I'll do then is I'll deploy in this general area. There we go. What we'll do then is we'll spread the infantry out into this area over here. See if there was a road that cut across the actual forest, I'd really consider actually moving a mechanized force into the town of Alyasa very quickly. I don't really have that sort of luxury. It could be potentially worthwhile to have something in this area, but I don't think it's going to be required too much. We do have the M60s. These guys are going to be very, very powerful units if we use them correctly. And what I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to have a section of laws. They're going to be deployed to actually head into these forests over here. It could actually be worthwhile to actually have them into these buildings. If we take a look then. Yeah, they do have line sight over here. Importantly, they do have hard cover. I really can't overemphasize how important having the hard cover is. The law has a range of about 300 meters, so let's take a look. So that's double their effect, well, their actual range. Their range is, yeah, it's only about that. So it might actually, yeah, okay. So it seems it's going to have to be the forests or nothing, really. We know what we're in for here. I don't recommend using tight spacing when moving, especially road movements. Works better with medium to large spacing. Okay, that's fine. What we'll do here then, as the developer recommends, is we'll expand our spacing. In fairness, what we'll go then is we'll go with a wedge. That makes it easier. Okay, just have you deploy there. Reattach. Actually, move you a little bit further behind. Okay, then we'll reattach. Give those orders again. What I'll tell them to do then is we'll advance over here then, and of course we'll go ahead and unload in this area. Really around the actual tree line, I really want to be doing this in cover. There's something to be said about being quite aggressive, and, well, to be fair, actually, we'll go ahead and be more aggressive. Giving the orders to the one unit there. Right, give it to them all. Okay, we'll be fairly aggressive then. And I'll deploy this sort of area over here. We will ideally have some sort of coverage over here, so that'll be quite good. So there, David, how you doing there, my friend? Select the free formation if you want to use a custom formation ship. Yep, that's really good to bear in mind. I'm going to have them... Actually, they should... Well, we'll have them on free for the time being. We'll take a look at the formations later. The issues we are going to be covering, well, crossing these bridges here, so that doesn't make it easy on us. I'm going to tell the law sections to get their arses in gear and basically move up to this area, but I'm going to make it easier on them and have them deploy this area. So we'll tell them arses and elbows and move to that area. The other law section, it might be potentially worthwhile to have them in the center here, but I am going to need some laws down this way, especially on these roads over here. They could be very dangerous in this general area. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to take a look at actually moving the laws up through the center of the map. So I'd like them to head for that position over here. So I'm going to tell them to be on this side of the bank. Give them tight formation there, just so they're both on the same side. Yep, there we go. Yep, so I want them to make it, well, book it over this way. And by the way, Napoleon went through this area in 1813 as well, i.e. while retreating back from Russia. See, that'd be quite handy if we had a few Napoleonic soldiers just upon the fire line. You might have a wee bit outdated weaponry, but weaponry is weaponry at this point in time. I'm going to have some laws actually over here. These guys are going to be given the orders of just move to this general area. What I want them to do is actually, if they could potentially do so, move into this sort of general area, maybe into the actual town over this way. But most importantly, I want them to be covering this road. So actually, if we take a look at this then, so I'm going to tell them to move over here. I'm going to cancel that order. Trust me guys, we'll get into the game shortly. I just spend a lot of time on setup waffling on, and I apologise. Right, I want them to move up into this area. I do want to have laws up close and personal. So we'll have a law section here, law section here. The Bradleys is going to be a rather interesting proposition to make use of. The M60s, yep, they're going to be much the same. We'll figure out where the M6 is going to be located then. So what we're going to do is have them in a wedge. Okay, let's take a look. What do we have here in terms of line of sight? Yeah, release some bears. I think what I might do is have the M60 deployed over on this hill line. I think that is going to be the best idea. So what we'll do then is we'll go with a line formation. I'm going to have them on a wide spacing. So let's see here. I'm going to put them on free formation over here as well. We want to make sure that they've got plenty of room to actually back up into, obviously plenty of cover to back up into. Figuring out the best positions for them, of course. Yeah, I think this is the best we're going to get, at least then we're able to overwatch on the actual objectives here. I'd like continuous line of sight over the area, but I don't think I'm going to be able to manage that. So we'll try and spread them out just to try and manage it. Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good position there. Deploy a tank here then. Right. I do want to make sure that they can actually see generally the same sort of target so they both fire. Right, so we'll have one deployed over here then, so one over here as well. I do need to be very careful about artillery, so we'll look at spacing them out further actually. So what I'm going to go ahead and go with is just a sort of preliminary deployment, something like this. And we'll try and figure out what is going to be the best case here. So let's take a look. So if I have you over here, then obviously you do have line of sight there. There's a lot to be said, though, about having them close by, so at least they can support each other. Yeah, that's not great. Ugh. We're not left with a lot of options here. I'll have another one deployed there. Take a look at that. Yeah, it's not great. I might look at deploying some tanks over this general area. That's not too bad, but the issue is I'm not going to be able to support this area. We might have to have them deployed in pairs, to be honest. We might even have the M2 Bradleys take care of this. But at least in this area we do have the ability to overwatch this general area. We are overwatching Objective 2. That's not too bad. I'd like to have some distance though, just in case. Right, we'll have another pair deployed over this way then. Right, let's take a look over here then. Check out these positions. It's far from perfect. Yeah, it's quite far from perfect, but at least this sort of area, we might be able to generally cover this. Right, so just reattach the actual command there in their separate positions. I'm going to hope for the absolute best here. The Bradleys are going to move up. What I'm going to do here then is I'm going to have the Bradleys move up. I'm going to have the Bradleys obviously deploy their infantry, and then what we'll do is obviously deploy the Bradleys, the tree lines really. We really want to try and spread our forces out, but obviously have the Bradleys in a position where they can actually really contribute. Really contribute to their battle. I'm not going to lie, I'm tempted to have a mechanized section move up this way. The mechanized obviously do have ATGMs themselves, which is really quite handy. Though I would like to keep some forces in reserve, so what I think I will do here then is let's take a look then. So if I deploy some Bradleys over this way. See, the thing is, I could actually take a look then. So let's see here. So reattach them here. This map is in the base game, but obviously this is a scenario, well, a campaign that has been made with the DLC. I think it should be included. We do have the developers in the chat if they'd like to answer that question. Okay. Right, that's a very commanding position over there. What we're going to look towards doing then, let's see. So can I have them unload? Right, okay, so I've unloaded the infantry over here already. Okay. These guys aren't equipped with the ATGMs as well. Okay. And this is not particularly easy on me. What we're going to do then is actually have the infantry push up this central area. I may have them deployed over here, and of course they are attached to these IFVs, but I'm going to use the IFVs as fire support, to be honest. There's a lot of traffic in this area. There's not much covered until we reach this sort of area. I think what I'm going to take a look at doing here then is actually having the mortars could potentially lay down some smoke cover over here, or even some of the vehicles could lay down some smoke over here. So what we're going to do then is actually have them push up very, very quickly towards these forward positions. Now, what I need to do is make sure that they've got the ATGMs. So, yep, we have 2 sections here of the ATGMs, and they're going to push up over here to these houses. These guys over here. Well, I could do it maybe... Right, okay, what we're going to do then is we're going to have a mix. So we'll take both these squads over here, but these 2 squads down here. One of them is going to move up to the building that's going to be carrying the ATGM. The other one's going to be moving there to support them. The other 2 sections of infantry, I am going to move up over... We'll have them in this position over here. I'm going to have them ideally behind some sort of cover. So what we'll do here then is I'm going to try and move up to this sort of general area. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very dangerous. But we'll try and give it a go. If I can move into the actual town area over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here then is deploy these forces in this area. So I'm going to reattach for the moment in time. I'm going to put them on free formation. We're going to change their orientation as to that way. So what we'll do then is spread them out and try and get the best line of sight going. So I'm going to quickly reattach them. Right, there we go. We'll take a look at their line of sight. Okay, that's probably the best we're going to get there. Probably the best we'll actually manage. So what we're going to do then is actually go ahead. So, standard operating procedure. Okay, effective and effective. What I can do here then, tell them to seek cover if necessary. But what I'm going to do here then is, let's take a look then. So the line of sight then. About 3,000 meters then, give or take. I don't know if they can actually manage that. But what I'm going to do here then is set... Yeah, range versus hard targets. You can ambush enemies or save ammunition by limiting the maximum engagement ranges. The hard targets include vehicles and bunkers. Click the right button. Right, okay. So I'm going to do is set that to about... I'm going to set it to about 3,100 meters. Obviously, then I could be able to reach that area. We'll have it in that general area there. Now, for when it comes to soft targets, I'm going to have the... I don't know, it's hard here. I'll have soft targets about 2,000 meters. But again, it does vary. So what I'm going to do here then is... put that down to about 1,000 meters. So that is having an impact on the infantry as well, but the infantry isn't going to be too much of an issue. Okay. Right. What I'm quickly going to do here then is... How does one reset that? Ah, there we go. Okay, what we'll do then is, as that's going to be a little bit cluttered, I'm going to give them the standard operating. Just, yeah, okay. So I'm going to tell them to hold fire for the soft targets. Okay. Now for the M60s. Hold fire for the soft targets. Well, I don't know, it's hard. I think I want to deal with the hard targets first. What we'll do then is obviously they've been set to effective. I'm going to have them effective for the hard. We'll have them effective for the soft as well. I'm going to have the actual tanks just hold off against firing on infantry and other soft targets. I want them really to be just dealing with, yeah, hard targets. Okay. I'm going to tell them to move via quick. So use the quickest path. We'll go by the covered path. Okay. Also do have the headquarters units to deploy as well. Right, so just effective and effective. Okay. Now the headquarters is going to be deployed. Yeah. It's not going to be easy when it comes to the actual headquarters. I do need them in the sort of general area of the center here. Really kind of hoping they don't get sniped, so I'm going to place them just on the road over here then. Have to be very, very careful. That's going to cover most of the units and where they're going to be for the most part, so that's good. Okay, so we're going to set our target reference points then. So I'm going to set it out in this... I'm going to say in this general area. So, about there. And I'm going to say, probably in that general area. Okay, so we have no air support, and obviously we have our artillery already there. Now, we do have 4 guns, so what I'm going to do here then is set this up into fire, well, 2 fire missions then. So, fire mission 1, 2 guns, fire mission 2 is another 2 guns. There we go. So I'm going to have this one set. We're going to have them both on smoke for the time being. Now, yeah, what we're going to do here then is 6 rounds each. Right, how's that look? I mean, obviously that's 6 rounds to cover a very large area, which is not going to do us too great, is it? So obviously we'll go ahead and have that. About 330 meters, give or take. Okay. Might not be doing me any service, but if I can cover it in the valley, that might help me out. Though I think I might wait for that. I think what I'm going to do here then is actually have this set against the enemy. So I'm going to have that up there to 570, 570 over here, obviously shallow. Up that to about, well, then again we don't have a huge amount of rounds, do we? So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to place that about there. This one I'm going to have placed similarly about there. The reason for that is I want to make sure that we're not going to have the enemy spot us before we spot them. Of course, we're not going to be able to see through the smoke ourselves, but if they can't see us, and obviously, yeah, if they have to emerge from this area to begin seeing, well, looking at us, then that's going to work for me. I might actually move this one over here. So fire mission 1, I'm going to... Actually, no, we'll have it in that position then. So we'll have them fire when ready. Okay, so everybody has their orders here. Okay. And I think with that, I mean, I've been rambling on here for a fair amount of time, so I'm sure you guys really want to see some gameplay. So we'll go ahead and go for that then. And the battle begins. Okay, enemy ground unit spotted. Right, okay, yeah, pretty damn close over here already. So we do have a tracked vehicle here. That does make things a little awkward, as I'm going to have to figure out a way to really bloody deal with that. We know it's a tracked vehicle, yep, okay. So these are the light mortars. I'm going to use these self-propelled mortars over here then. If we take a look over here then, oh wow. Wow. That's awkward. Let's go ahead and pop some smoke. Jesus. Yup, okay, so... I think the Soviets have had the exact same idea, except the thing is, I'm not in cover and they are. So what I'm going to try and do then is put down some smoke in this general area. These guys need to back it the hell out. They have an assault rifle and frag grenades, that's the issue here. Okay. What I'm going to do is tell them to cancel these orders. I'm going to tell them to reverse into the actual tree line. Yep, just get into there, deploy that smoke. The artillery will, well, the mortar fire will be coming down to support you shortly. Okay, the self-propelled mortars. Right, I'm going to put down some high explosives in this area. It might be that we use a DPICM over here as well, just to be rid of these vehicles, but we'll see how we get on here. I need to really pray that the scout section isn't annihilated immediately. Yep, okay, PT, yep. Okay. Oh, yeah, that went well. Oh, God. We have actually destroyed an enemy tracked vehicle over here, then. Oh, right, okay. Well, that's really handy, then. So we destroyed an actual scout section over here, then. That's really good. Yep, indeed, Hedge, that was rather quick, wasn't it? Okay, so our scout section immediately being boned there. I suppose what goes around comes around. We do have the infantry that is going to be making its way up over that way. Yep, okay. What I'm going to tell them to do is actually move in free formation, so they're all going to begin moving out immediately. Right, the tracked vehicle is moving up over here then as we speak. Have we destroyed 2 units? Okay, so there's 2 units destroyed over here. At least this is actually smoke. Okay, so that's our smoke rounds already out. Okay, so the self-propelled mortars are ready to fire. We do have our tanks engaging with the enemy over here. So another tracked vehicle. I can't say as to whether it is a soft-skin vehicle or a hard one. Well, you know what I mean. Kind of want to see the M65 there. Whenever you feel ready, mate. I know you're... Wow! Okay, that was a little bit louder than I expected there. Okay. Yep, the M6 is opening fire there. You can see the round going in. Follow that in. Tiger destroyed. Right, we do see Tigers down here as well. We do have the high explosives ready to fire. I know they're not actually... Yeah, indeed, jump scares, definitely. I know they're not targeted really quite well here, but... Okay, I'm going to cancel that, actually. I'm going to put down some rounds down in this general area. The reason being, if there is anything down this area, I want to create some smoke here. It might not be amazing in terms of actually destroying the enemy, but if it can actually obscure their line of sight, that may very well save these units. We do have our forces moving up over here. These guys, I think I forgot to give them... Where are these from? Oh, right, okay, never mind. Right, what we're going to do here then is get these guys moving ASAP. They are close by to the HQ section, so it's not going to take too long. And, yeah, okay. What we'll do actually here then is I'm going to have them... Right, move up under contact orders over to this general area over here then. Yeah, we do have it set to high explosive frag, but I do believe that actually kicks up some dust over here, which might actually obscure our forces. And if, in the off chance that there is enemy forces over here, then we might be able to do something against them. We do have smoke rounds landing down here. We can see that the enemy is in a decent concentration in this area. We've not detected any other forces. We do have this unit over here ready. So they are targeted over there. The line mortars are targeted over there. I'm going to tell them to put down about 5 or so rounds, give or take. We do have our forces ready here. We could potentially cover them, well, call in a DPICM strike, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. So what I'm going to do is cancel Fire Mission 1, so we're going to reset Fire Mission 1 now. So, Fire Mission 1, there we go. I'm going to have that set to the DPICM. We're going to have that on extremely close, so 150 meters by 150 meters, 2 guns. That's going to put down 6 rounds. We do have 120 rounds. We're going to go with 10 rounds here. So we'll set this in this general area. That might be a little bit too small, but... I'm going to increase the width. Well, actually, what we can do here, then... I don't think it's the width. I think it's the length I need to take a look at. Actually, no, it's the opposite way around. Right, okay, we're going to go ahead and call it in this general area over here, then. So it's going to take us 4 minutes to actually call that in. So let's hope that it is going to arrive on time. They are opening fire, but what I'm going to tell them to do is actually... Yeah, okay. So, effective and effective. I mean, they're opening fire with just assault rifles. What I'm going to do is a huge amount there. A few mortar rounds coming in this general area. In fact, what I'm going to do here then is... Yeah, we'll call it in on this position here. The one that isn't actually in sight. Try and suppress the enemy. So far, the M60s have actually proved to be quite effective. The mechanized forces are going to be making their way across here shortly. Tell them free formation here, then at least they'll all move out. There we go. Scout section's actually making pretty good time there. Some smoke down this area. Okay, the enemy is moving up forwards. We do see infantry out in the open over here. What I'm going to tell them to do is actually cancel firing on hard targets. I'm going to tell them to concentrate on the soft targets. It might even be worthwhile to bring in the mortars over onto this position here. So, yep, I'm going to do that. Right, okay. I'm going to tell the mortars to fire on this position here. Okay, we did put a few rounds down over here. I can't say as to whether that's been successful or not, but hey, we'll find out shortly, I'd imagine. Right, okay, so that was the last vehicle destroyed over there. 2 vehicles in that area, enemy ground unit spotted. Right, okay, so there are mechanized forces moving up over this way then. We do have the M60s overwatching this position over here. They can see to about this position here, but they can't see beyond that. You can see roughly the same here. The Bradleys are moving up over here. The IFVs are pretty damn capable of dealing with this. We do have the Laws moving up over this way, but obviously they do not have the range to cover this area. As far as it goes, though, we might be able to bring down some actual artillery fire over here, but I don't think that's potentially worth it at the moment. Okay, the mortars are ready to fire. What we're going to do here, then, is actually bring down a couple rounds. We're going to go with about 3 rounds here. Ammunition is scarce. We do have to hold on to it. The scout section is firing upon the enemy infantry out in the open here, so a few rounds will look quite good. Yeah, they're moving towards cover. Right, hold fire. Yeah, that's pretty effective, actually. Okay, that's pretty good. Thank you very much there, Real Bucket. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. That's a shame. Okay, so the DPICM will be ready in about a minute. Now, that should do a number on the infantry as well, actually, which is going to be quite good. I don't know as to whether this is a scout section at the front here. I'm going to imagine it's a scout section, but the thing is we have to take into consideration here, if we can blind the Soviet forces in the area, then we're doing quite well. As far as it goes, we have destroyed 2 vehicles over here. We are aware of a vehicle over here as well. What I'm going to do here then is actually cancel this unit's orders. I'm going to tell it to unload in this position ASAP. What we're going to do here then is I'm going to take a look at actually deploying a unit in this general area. The reason being I want to actually cover the crossroads over here. Okay. 20 seconds now until we have the DPICM. The MTLB reconnaissance vehicle hasn't moved. We are doing a number on the actual enemy scout team over here, so that's really good to know. Yeah. Okay. DPICM, yep, coming in. And it is rocket fire, so that's going to arrive very, very quickly. So what we'll do here is we'll slow this down. Right, there we go. So I should be able to see the rockets when they come in over here on the isometric. Okay, they'll be coming in shortly. Any time now. Oh, hello, we do have another enemy unit spotted over here. Okay, so we can see the smoke is moving into the general area then. Okay, what we're going to do then is come out to the isometric view then and take a look at the new contenders. Did you just fire a... Ah. Now they're coming in. See if I can grab a look at... Yep, here we go. We can see them arrived in the isometric view over here. Okay, yep, enemy vehicle knocked out. This one's still operational. Ideally, we can knock that out. Okay, we are seeing tracked vehicles over this way, so what we are going to do then is take Fire Mission 2. If I can grab that, so Fire Mission 2, we're going to cancel that. I'm going to reorganize Fire Mission 2. Fire Mission 1 is actually ready, so what I'm going to do here then is cancel that as well, and I'm going to go in here. Fire Mission 4, well, Fire Mission bloody... Okay, let's call it... Yeah, fuck it, call it Fire Mission. It's what the gods would have wanted anyhow. So that would be 20 rounds of DPICM. What I'm going to do here then is increase the actual spacing. And we're going to put it down. I'm going to say this general area over here then. Now with that being inside the target reference points radius, we do have the ability to call that in much faster than we would have been able to do outside of there. So I'm going to call that in so it actually... They are moving pretty quickly. BMP 1... Yeah, a large amount of BMPs potentially over this area. Might even be potentially Soviet T-72s perhaps. Okay, what I'm going to do then is actually move this unit up over here. These BMPs are moving up over here. Sorry, BMPs. Branding IFVs. What I'm going to do here then is have this vehicle move up to this position as well behind them. Right, they are launching a... Well, ATGM, Jesus. Can I figure out where that might be going for? I'm kind of feeling like it might be headed towards... That looks like it's heading towards the M60 maybe, but it looks like it's actually heading towards the actual headquarter vehicles over here. What I'm going to do is actually not take the chance on that. I'm going to pop smoke. I'm going to tell them to actually reverse. It's hard to tell. It might be the M60, so what I'm going to do here then, just in case, is actually have the M60 pop smoke as well. I'm going to have that reverse into the tree line as well. It's going to take 20 seconds for those orders to come through. Yep, that looks like it's coming for the M60. It's definitely coming for the M60, it seems. You can see the ATGM here in mid-flight. We have popped smoke, and we are going to try and get the hell out of Dodge. Right, okay, so we're going to look at 45 seconds here. The BMPs moving in, BMPs, okay. We do have this position being overwatched shortly by infantry and the Bradley over here as well. The mechanized moving up, law sections over here as well. So what we're going to tell them to do then is, once they arrive, get into the actual bloody trees. Yeah, okay, yeah. ATGM's coming in. Ideally, it doesn't take out our M60. It's only about 8 seconds until it can start reversing, but this is really, really, really close. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Whew, okay. We don't take any damage from that. We are suppressed, however, so we are going to continue to reverse here. Right, 30 seconds now. Can call in the DPICM. What I'm going to do here then is actually take a look at... We're going to use the mortar sections here. What I'm going to do here then is, yeah, definitely a look at tanker. What I'm going to look to do here then is actually call in smoke in these general areas. I want to really try... Actually, bugger that. What we're going to do then is I'm going to call smoke in this general area over here. The reason being I want to try and deny the enemy line of sight, as obviously they were found out with the ATGMs. Right, appears one of our M60s. You have... Okay, so you have line of sight. Okay, I don't like the fact that you're actually trying to move out of cover, so I'm going to have you just hold this position. If you can fire through the bloody smoke, then you bloody well go for it, girl. Okay, you are firing upon the BMP that did challenge your honor. I do wonder how many how many ATGMs these BMPs have. And the target is destroyed, so that is a nice bit of vengeance there. 5 seconds until the mission is ready. We're going to fire that immediately as soon as it is ready. So come on, fire for effect. Right, fire for effect. It would have been nice to have had the rockets, but we do not actually have that. They are stopping inside the target zone, so that's good news. Right, okay, we are seeing T-64s over in this position over here. That's going to be the next position we hit. We're seeing BMPs over here as well. This unit has been spotted here. Yep, so this has proven to be very, very handy. I'm going to tell them to only, yeah, effective on soft targets, hold fire on tough targets. But yeah, it might even be worthwhile using mortars, actually. The mortars aren't going to be able to kill this, but if they can put down some high explosive fragmentation rounds, we will be able to potentially even... oh no. I don't like that. I don't like these ATGMs. What the hell can they be firing on? Okay. They very well could be firing on the mortars here, I'm not going to lie. What I'm going to do here then is tell the mortars to actually pop smoke. I don't like these ATGMs. That's heading for a Bradley. These aren't Bradleys. You know, when I deployed these, I honestly assumed they were Bradleys, and I've been referring to them as Bradleys, but no, these guys are kind of HMGs. Okay. Okay. I think we might have to throw the ATGMs here from the side windows. So you know what, guys? Roll down the windows, get those ATGMs, and just throw them. I really wanted to throw them pretty hard here as well. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can make do with this. We are going to be throwing ATGMs pretty hard. That's a bit of a boo-boo. But oh well, they're in a decent position. Had they been had they been Bradleys, they would have been in a really good position there. Right, Law's taking fire. Pop smoke. Bradley's moving up the centre there. Oh, that lucky SOB. Yeah, those M113s might be getting toasty. You are right. Come on, where am I going to see these DPICM rounds? Right. Speaking of DPICM rounds, okay. Come on, we've only got a few rounds here. I'm not going to waste a lot of them. Give me something in the centre. Right, mortars are ready to fire. Okay, fire for effect. Fire. Well, actually, no. Then again, don't bother. The targets moved, haven't they? Okay, that was a nice solid shot in the middle there. Might do some damage. The enemy is moving over here. We do need to move towards the actual objectives. I need the infantry to arrive out in position. Okay, that was a solid shot there. See, this is it. It might not be doing a huge amount there. Hello, hello there, new wowza. Good to see you, my friend. Okay. That was pretty solid, actually, so I don't think it's actually taken out these BMPs. It might have given them some issues there. M60 is still in position. Okay. Right, what I'm going to tell them to do here, then, is... yeah, advance over here. Advance over there. Move into here. Move into here. IFV's moving through there. We are covering the central area. We know there's some sort of vehicles over here as well. Yeah, yellow. I like that. Alright, I don't like the fact that you're in this open position, so what I'm going to tell you to do then is try and find a better one. Okay, well, to be honest, you need to... yeah, just stay in that position there, then. We are seeing enemy vehicles out here as well, so he's definitely moving towards the actual position over here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is... we'll aim it about this way. I'm going to bring down the mortars over here as well. So in that general area there. Yeah. Right, so our own ATGMs over here then. So, yep, has proven to be a good choice over here, having the dragons. No kill. The enemy is moving, but we are moving our forces in. I think it actually missed, which is really, really lucky on our part. We did destroy an enemy... Oh, it was over here then. Yep, okay, so we're destroying one of their reconnaissance vehicles then. That's really good. Yeah, to be honest, I mistakenly thought of them as the Bradleys. I thought I was deploying Bradleys here, and they are not Bradleys. As we soon found out. Mortars ready to fire. Okay, fire for effect, fire for effect. Get those rounds out. There we go. Give the enemy IFVs something to worry about there. Oh, right, okay, yeah. That's a lot of it, enemy forces. Yeah. Okay, M60's opening fire. The law team is out in the bloody open. Hold that position. Okay, enemy destroyed there. We do see more BMPs here in the center as well. M60's opening fire. Yeah, M60's opening fire here. Right, BMP. Yeah, BMP definitely destroyed there. Absolutely destroyed. We do have a law here, pretty danger close. Ideally, they can get the first shot off. Right, we are dealing a number on the BMPs. Okay, that law shot didn't really connect. That did, though. Okay, pull back. Enemy infantry out in the open here. Okay, so we do have our mechanized. Mechanized is going to move into the tree line. Okay, what I'm going to tell my mortars to do is hold fire. Okay. Move the contact orders of there. The M60 is taking fire. We're dealing quite a number of the enemy at the moment. Okay, I don't know where they are, but what I'm going to do is actually call in that... oh, sorry, there, fire for effect. Right, that BMP's putting some fire on my section over here as well, the law team. Don't have a smoke available at the moment in time, which is a shame. These guys are almost in position now. Actually, they are in... they're almost in position. Or are they in position? We have destroyed a fair amount of enemy vehicles here at the moment. Yeah, it's a pretty useful feature, actually. Developer points out there that you've got, of course, tell the game to actually pause when an enemy unit is destroyed. It's a shame that we don't have a bloody smoke available. Okay, what we're going to do here is bring the mortars to bear on this position here. We don't have an infinite amount of rounds, so we do need to be careful. Okay, the scout team is actually spotting the enemy vehicle out here. What can they see from here? Very, very select amounts, actually. Very select amounts. Yep, artillery coming in over here on the law section. Ooh, yeah, that's a nasty piece of work over there. Right, I've lost the law team there. Yep, that is from the artillery. Maybe cancel that order there. Right, what do we see here from this position? Not terribly much, but we do see the enemy here. That sounds like an ATGM. Okay, mortars are ready to fire, so fire for effect, fire for effect. Yeah, we do see an enemy vehicle over here. Right, okay, I need to get the actual law sections in here. We are seeing... damn it, that is a M60 down there. Yeah, so that is the enemy launching their ATGMs. Yeah, these vehicles are bloody deadly if they get in position here. Okay, the enemy vehicle's moving up. We do have law teams over here to actually engage the enemy. We do obviously have the Bradleys as well, so they are pretty damn close and pretty damn able to deal with these soft-skin sort of vehicles here. There's another law team. Of course, we do have the mechanized somewhere behind. Okay, they should be able to deal with them quite competently. In 2 seconds... oh, wow, that's actually completely different to what it looked like it was. Yep, destroyed very quickly. Fire's coming in over here. What I'm going to look towards doing here then is actually taking my artillery. I'm going to set it to this position here. Infantry's moving up over there to objective 1. Yeah, we're putting some fire down here. It's a shame that we've lost one of the M60s, actually. Right, I'm going to assume that is actually hitting one of these guys. Oh, God damn, we lost one of our mortars, didn't we? Yep, okay, that's really unfortunate there. And this is it, I didn't actually anticipate the fact they'd be able to see over there. I thought they'd be okay behind the actual buildings there, but that's completely opposite to what we've actually been able to see here. Right, okay, what we are going to take a look at doing then is I'm going to take my light mortars. Put some smoke down here. Yeah, that mortar's taking fire. Ideally we can get it out of the area. The M60s are opening up over here then. Okay, ammunition cooking off. What I'm going to do over here then is actually going to move this Bradley over this way. I do have another Bradley there, mechanized over there. Yeah, mechanized and Bradley hold this position here. Troops out in the open. Yeah, enemy vehicle destroyed there. We do see more BMPs. Okay. Another ground unit spotted over here then. Let's take a look. Yeah, that is a tracked vehicle. The infantry should be able to deal with that quite handily. They, of course, do have the M72 laws, grenade launchers, hand grenades. Ideally, they can try and do something here. Right, light mortars ready to fire. I'm going to put down a couple of rounds here. Okay, wow, okay, wow. Wow. Didn't destroy the enemy target, but it definitely did sound like it hit there. Right, DPICM fire for effect. Okay, you actually move into this position. Actually, reverse there. Yep, another ATGM out there. Yeah, that BMP is pretty screwed, actually. Yeah. Right, DPICM coming in. Oh, yeah. Mechanized, yeah, infantry there. Pop smoke. Preferably in front of your faces, you fools. Okay, well that scout section's buggered. That's a shame as well. I was really looking forward to actually having a commanding position of that church, but I don't think it's going to happen, is it? Okay. You know, while this law team's actually here, I'm going to tell them to actually just move into the objective if they can. Reattach. Free formation. Move forward with contact orders over here then. Yeah, DPICM coming in. So DPICM coming in. Survive. No, never mind. Yeah, rest in peace indeed. Rest in peace, my pepperoni cobra. Okay. We do, of course, have high explosive rounds. Okay. I like that one. Okay. What I'm going to do here then is actually... so we don't have a huge amount of high explosive, only about 24 rounds here. Yeah, enemy infantry is going to be absolutely... I suppose you can call it a welcoming. Yeah, it's a nice welcoming committee. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're under some heavy, heavy fire there. Yep, enemy troops destroyed there. Okay. Lot teams moving up. Advance the mechanized. I could do a move in the headquarter units up, to be honest. It's a shame that we lost one of our M60s, but the M60s have done a fantastic job actually commanding this area here. More enemy troops moving up over here. They're looking towards the other objectives. We are aware of infantry over that way. Right, the scout team over here isn't seen very much now. What we're going to do is look towards having them in another position. Right, I'm going to have them move over that way. So move via scout movement over that way. Scout orders, I should say. Do the light mortars have anything remaining? No. Right, vehicles over here. Okay, we do have some high explosive rounds. Going to put those high explosive rounds down to the infantry over there. Okay. Enemy vehicle over there. It looks like a soft skin vehicle as well. So what I'm going to do is actually bring the artillery to the bed over here, actually. Right, so we've actually occupied the objective now. That's great news. Right. Oh, the mechanized is taking fire. Is that fire coming from over there? Okay, yep, now we're opening fire. And good luck to that formation over there. Yeah, that's a lot of return fire there for the mechanized squad. Have fun with that. Yeah, achievement unlocked indecisive artillerist. Okay. The infantry's taking its time, but they are moving. They're taking a surprising amount of fire there. What we are going to do here then is I'm actually going to bring these units. It's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to tell them to move that sort of area. What I'm going to tell them to do is I'm going to tell them to move via covered. Seek cover as well. I want to try and get those HMGs into the fight, to be honest. Yeah, they finally go down. Okay, yeah, we're engaging the other enemy force over here as well. Reverse that position over there. Right, okay, we are seeing another BMP over here. Enemy troops have routed over there. Okay. We do see a BMP over here. I'm going to call that in over that position there. Yeah, just shy there. Oh, just shy. Okay. Fire for effect, you do have 57 rounds here. It's a heavy mortar, so 107mm shell. So that's going to do some damage, obviously, if it hits the enemy vehicle. Ideally, it's going to force it out of position either way. Right, infantry there. Actually, sounds like MG fire. And what I'm going to do is pop smoke. Pop smoke. Okay. Mortar's coming down. Four seconds now. Fire for effect. Okay, so it's going to be a fairly tight and fairly heavy bombardment, actually. Ideally, can give us the effects we're looking for here. We are pushing on the objectives, we just need to get the actual adequate amount of support in place to actually allow such an event to take place, really. APC's taking fire. Yeah, I think you should actually move. Please move. Please, God, move. Well, you are drawing in the... Ooh. Ah. The T-64. Okay, we do have ATGM teams to actually deal with this, so... Ah! Wow. Wow. Wowsy. Yeah, they're certainly making a bloody impression, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Go on, ATGMs. Come on, take out these T-64s. Right, no damage. God damn! We are certainly struggling to deal with that. Okay. Pop smoke. Right, come on, ATGMs here. Bloody hell. Get the hell out. Yep, they're certainly not going down. Yeah, there's a lot of T-64s here. Okay, there goes both mortars. Okay, one of them are down. One of the monsters are down. Come on, we do have a lore team here. We obviously have the 8 dragons as well. Yeah, not much in the way of line of sight, but... yeah, indeed. Jesus, they are taking a lot of fire here. Okay. They are coming in close now. Right, that's another... yeah, finally the one down there. Okay, so that was pretty rough there. There's only one of them left now. Shizer. Okay. Yep, I don't know how well these laws are going to do. That was a very, very effective counterattack there. I mean, that did actually knock out a lot of the M60s. We're only down, yeah, we're only down to 25% of our M64s now. That was pretty rough there. Okay. Thank God for that. So the M60 does avenge his fellows there. Unfortunately, too little too late. But the T-64s are stopped for now. Thankfully, we don't lose any of our BMPs as they are very, very precious to us. Yeah, Balcho's going to come down here. Right, okay, so the BMP did survive that barrage. Yeah, the infantry were using their laws there. Right, we are seeing enemy forces over here. Possibly enemy forces over here. That's really rough. Okay, we do have these mechanized forces over here. Bloody move. Bucket. Right, fire mission coming in. Vehicle still there. Yeah, they're popping smoke. That's not going to matter with the artillery barrage coming down now. Not long now, come on. Ooh, yeah, that's going to leave a mark. Right, Bradley's opening fire. Yep, enemy vehicles moving down the center line here. Shiza. That ain't good. That is not good. Very, very much not good. Yeah, if they could book an out event, that'd be great. Oh, thank God that the Bradleys have line of sight there. That could have been mega. Oh, Jesus. Right, cancel that. I don't know where that's going to be going. We do have a law team over here. Okay, how many ATGMs? You're out, you're out. God damn it. Oh, thank God. And that is the battle. Whew. And with that, we do manage to secure a victory here. That was nicely timed. Jesus, those T-64Bs really... Sorry, no, T-64As really did make a major impression there. We were able to score a major victory. It's a shame that we lost so many of our M60s, but they did really put up a valiant effort. So what we're going to do is take a look at the actual replay over here, so as you can see the look and layout of the battle as it went on. So that was close. I mean, we did manage to break that morale there. That was really, really rough. I mean, had the Soviets potentially deployed their... T-64s early in the battle, that could have really swung in the opposite direction there. We did manage to hold on just ever so barely. You can definitely see this was back and forth. The enemy were really trying to secure this hill line over here. It's a shame that we didn't quite have... I mean, this is it. The M60s did have... Well, actually, not even like that. They had line of sight just to here, but they didn't have line of sight beyond here. And obviously, this is where the enemy was killing them from, obviously using the ATGMs. Yeah, it was a shame about losing the scout team. Yeah, that in the last few minutes there was really the worst of it. But that was a very good battle. I mean, that wasn't entirely one-sided or anything. That was very, very rough. So if we take a look at the battle here then, so we can see there was another T-64A. We did manage to knock that one out over there, thankfully, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, so over in this area, it would have taken a lot of artillery fire. BMP, mechanized, yeah. BMP over here. Wow. Okay, mortars. Infantry over here. Jesus, how do we not know about those sons of bitches? Okay, so for the most part, barring a couple T-64s, I mean, that thing has survived the entire battle there, goddamn. Yep, okay. BMP over here. That was rough there. We really didn't have too much there. The ATGM teams really did do very well there. Yep, so we're going to go ahead and look at this. We're going to resume the campaign here. So, of course, we do have some points here to spend. So what we're going to do here, then, is refit our formations. Bring them back into service. There we go. Oh, do I not have the points I should refit them? I don't, do I? Damn. Dear. Yeah, this is harsh. See, it'd be nice to have all of this sort of support over here, but we really don't have that. I don't think I have enough for any, yeah, no points left here. That's fine. We'll have to make do here. And let's face, it's not... We don't need the artillery, the artillery needs us. We're gonna look at it that way, and that might make us feel a little bit better. Okay. So this is an advance, so we are obviously the attack, and yeah, okay, this is when artillery would be amazingly useful. Oh, well. Oh, air support is not available at all, then. Okay, that's something that makes me feel a little bit better. Right. This is going to be rough. Oh, so very rough. Let's take a look at this. Okay. We can possibly work with this. It might be that we approach from this position over here, perhaps. Right, now you advance because you won the meet and engagement, indeed. Oh, they're panning into the fire. I'm tempted to maybe approach on this sort of, yeah. I mean, there's one objective over here, but if I could get some overwatch onto these areas over here, onto this position here, as we'd be able to manage that, I might be able to use, yeah, we might be able to rain hell down upon them. I think that's going to be the best way to potentially approach this. It's not the most measured way, as obviously we do. I think we will have some scouting elements move up on this side of the map over here, but honestly, just to give some line of sight, maybe something around this position, even maybe around here, possibly here, or even here. We really want to try and control the line of sight of this area. Okay. Easier said than done. Much easier said than done. We need to secure this. If you zoom out in the battle map, you can see the flags that represent you on your opponent's bases. That must be defended in the campaign. Okay, so yeah. This is also the US base over here, the US base of operations, obviously the Soviet base of operations over here in this area. I suppose you could call it like their staging grounds, whatever you want to know it as. The operational heart of the enemy. So the enemy has set themselves up in these centers over here. This ain't going to be easy. We are looking to secure the road over this way. I'm going to assume this is a highway and I'm just going to ride it all night long. Now I'm going to assume it's actually a road over here. So we are looking to secure the road towards Groslunda. Luda. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm just trying to make it up as we go. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Well, hello. Hmm. Okay, so about here. Right. Not quite what I had in mind there. Hmm. See, this is when it would have been nice to have had helicopter support so we could have potentially had scout choppers in the air. I think I'm going to have to deploy our scouts and infantry much closer, perhaps. Let's see. At least they have a view over that way. It might be that we have to book into this area here. In the order of battle menu, you can see the hero units, the ones that got the most kills in previous battles. Perhaps you should rename them. That's really cool. That's actually really handy, actually. I like that. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at the order of battle over here, then. Ah! Yeah, I mean, the M2 Mechanized Infantry Platoon got 10 kills there. The M60, supposedly 4 kills. That's pretty cool. Nice, then. How do we go about renaming them? Are we able to rename them in the battle here? That'd be kind of cool. Might have to be done at the screen outside of this, so... Yep, the training level goes up, okay. Right, then. It's good to see, though, that we do have a few kills here. I mean, this is obviously it. I can imagine those who got the kills probably died. And select the unit and open the unit specs window, enter the... okay. Or I. Ah, here we go. That's pretty cool. I like that feature. Jeff. Oh, Christ. I'm going to laugh at my jokes so you guys don't have to. Jeff. Oh, dear. That did make me chuckle, actually. I'm not going to lie. bugger. Okay. I think it's going to be a case of just moving the infantry up over here, but I'm going to try and move the mechanized forces up over this way. Okay. Not quite what I was hoping for, to be honest. Right, that's where we need to be. This is exactly where we need to be. 100% there. What I'm going to do is actually move the infantry up over here first and foremost, and then what I'd like to do is potentially have them supported by the Bradleys up over here on the hill, and then we could use the mortars to put down some actual smoke rounds, cover the infantry's advance into the centre there. Ah, thanks, man. That's really appreciated. No, the hard part is actually getting me to shut the hell up. But man, I appreciate that. Ah. Good old warm, fuzzy feelings now, actually. Yeah, see, the issue with the M60s is, like, they are a really superb weapon. I was trying to think of where they could be employed. Maybe there. Maybe there. Or even potentially in the tree lines themselves as well. Whiteboard moments. Is that usually because I'm drawing some kind of fish or cat or something of that nature? Probably a little bit of A, a little bit of E. Right, I'm going to move the contact orders over this way. It's not going to turn out too well, but hey, we can dream. Okay. Yeah, the M60s with their night vision, absolutely. That they can fire from the smoke, can't they? Which is extraordinarily handy. Gonna have these laws move up over here, actually. Almost did again, but yeah, okay. These guys, I'm gonna use differently. No very tall buildings here. What I'm going to do is deploy one in there. Have another man deployed over here. And also can move him up over. I'll have some of these scouts deployed already. See how they look. Okay, they have really good line of sight there. That is actually far and away better than what they're seeing. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, that'll have to do for the time being. What are we looking at in range? Yeah, about 1,000 meters. Yeah, just the 180 gem here. We do have some infantry, thank God. Okay. Issue is the lack of any artillery, the lack of really... Well, we have the mortars, thankfully. Thank God we have the mortars. What is it? Thank God we have the Maxim gun. Okay, we'll see how this Turkey shoot goes. Okay. Well, the good thing to bear in mind here is the fact that we're not immediately being opened fire on. It's gonna happen, though. They're gonna have forward sections all over the place, I can imagine. Yeah, I wish we had some Huey scouts. Those would be amazing. I even like the little birds, you know what I mean? Just anything at this point. Or is it my kingdom for a Huey? Or either or, I'm not too particularly picky at the moment, to be honest. We'll get like an RC helicopter, get a camera, put a pair of binoculars in front of it. We'll put a telescope. Okay, we'll get an RC helicopter. We'll get a telescope and a camera. Go down to the local photo shop and get it developed, and yeah, it'll be okay. Little bit nervous about the actual vehicles over here. I mean, cover is something I do need to bear in mind. I'm going to move into the actual cover, to be fair. I think it's one of those where it's all well and good being out of the open, but you might as well have some cover. Okay. A prudent man would have waited for the infantry to move up to the front. But not I. Mostly because of the fact I forgot to tell the armoured vehicles to stop, but hey. We do have a scout positions. Right, hello. Put some fire down there. Possibly infantry here as well. I'm going to put down some fire in that position too. Why not? I don't think we lose anything by putting a few mortar shells down range. Okay, the infantry is motivated. I'm glad they are. In fact, what I'm going to do here then is actually tell one of these guys to actually move up to this position over here, take up a position in the house. I'm going to tell these guys actually to take up positions in the house to begin with. Just until we really are... Actually, I'll swap these guys around. Yeah, just really until we're in a general idea of where the enemy is. Right. Just one round. 2 rounds. I'm gonna be fairly conservative with these mortar rounds. Oh, they landed pretty dead on. Just wait for those orders to go through. Yeah, there's only attack at a time. Daka. Well, the infantry's moving up into position here. Right, what we're going to do here then is... I'm going to put down smoke rounds around this sort of area. Supposedly enemy unit here. A couple smoke rounds will really try and fill this area with some smoke here. It's not so much the actual tanks I'm worried about at the moment. The reason why I put the infantry into the buildings here at the edge of the town is due to the fact that there's supposedly infantry out in the open. I'd rather just wait and bide my time a little bit, allow the actual scout sections to move up, and then we'll take a look at that. I mean, I do have the mechanized still in reserve over here, actually. Am I out of smoke already? Jesus. It could be a neutral unit. I'm just going to be a little bit more cautious here at the moment. Did I take out that unit? I think I did take out that unit. Showing something dead, I think. I think we did kill that unit. That was really lucky. We'll wait for the scout sections to get in position first, and then we'll move up. Gonna really try and smoke up this area. Now it's gonna be over here. So you can see the smoke line over here. Right, we'll move that unit back. Okay, mortars ready to fire. Couple rounds out there. Okay, what we're going to do here then is have the scout section move up. Okay, I know the smoke's going to be wearing off pretty quickly. I'm just trying to give them some cover while they move. Right, there's another suspected unit over there. Considering that we did kill something here, I think this could be something. So we'll put some rounds down on that. I mean, I don't know what that could have been. It might have been like a scout vehicle. It might have been ATGM carrying vehicle. See, this is it. We really are at the mercy of the enemy here. They're moving down this road, so that's fair enough. Speed things up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Another 3 rounds. Right, that was closer to the map, but not back on. Okay. We do have good line of sight over here, so we're going to keep on moving up to these positions here. At least the infantry does have a lot of support in this section over here. If everything was facing the right way. Right. I mean, to be honest, so far so good. I like that this team has approached from a different angle. Hello there. Right, enemy unit spotted, okay. So that looks like a soft-skin vehicle, that looks like it's out of range actually, but it's within range over here. Okay, we'll get some mortar rounds down on theirs, that's the only confirmed enemy target. Who spotted that? I'm going to assume it's this team over here. Yep, it is that team. Might be even worthwhile to move that team into there. I'm going to tell them to do that actually. But at least we do have another unit there. The mechanized sections are moving in here. There's some nice buildings here in the centre of town that we can make use of. I mean, this looks like the town hall or a church of some nature. Pretty prominent building there in the centre of the town there. Okay. Right, ready to fire. Couple rounds out there. Looks as though we've lost eye of sight over there, but we know it was there. I don't think it's moved in that short space of time. So I'm going to put down a couple mortar rounds here. The enemy does have lower morale, so I do wonder. Ah, there's another enemy vehicle over here too. We'll fire on both positions. If I can knock out anything here from range, that'll be handy. Okay. If I can move up down that way, I'm trying to get some infantry deployed in this area. I'm really happy that we did take out an enemy vehicle there. As far as I can tell, I can't decide if I've actually taken it out. I can't see it exactly. Right. I don't think we destroyed whatever that was, but I'm going to put down some fire over here as well. There's a lot to be said about smoking up the enemy. Oh, we're just coming to fire there. Where's that come from? That looked like a shot out there. I missed that one. They're confident again. Right, we're ready to fire there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7-ish. Something around that sort of area of mortar shells. How many shells do we have? 59. That's pretty close. Needed directly on target though. That was a little bit wide. Okay, you're in position. Right, moving to large buildings in the area. Yeah, that's going wide. I assume that's a neutral unit, otherwise I'd be rather worried. A little bit of smoke. These units do have fairly nice line of sight. Indeed, local pitchfork farmers. It's hard work, but it's honest work. Farming these pitchforks. Right, so far so good. I mean, we're not really... Okay, that's a neutral unit. Neutral unit here as well. Well, we are in the town over here. We're just beginning to move it in now. Right, our force is moving up over here. The APC is moving up. I'm going to try and move like an infantry wave through here towards objective 1. Yep, that's definitely been zeroed in on. Pop smoke. Hope for the best. Right, I'm going to put down a few more high explosive rounds in this scout unit here. Oh, okay. No pressure then. Yeah, better keep moving. Forgot about that one. Okay, now it's relocating. As we said, that part of the forest on fire. Yeah, those are artillery guns. That sounds like guns opening fire. Right, unload here. Yeah, they really don't like that section. Right, move in over that area. Okay, so we've got Lion, Simba, Pride, and Jeff. Taking fire. Okay, so the infantry's moving up alongside the APCs over here then. At least the APCs do have the HMGs. Right, we really don't have long here. So we're going to try and push this really quite hard. Right, this is where we need to move the M60s. Orientate that way. Right, enemy ground unit spotted. Okay, we have eyes on enemy vehicle. Yep, enemy vehicle destroyed there quite quickly. That was a good job. At least that's more of the enemy's eyes shut there. Right, we are taking fire over here. It sounds, yeah, fire on Lion. I'm gonna hope it's MG fire. I'm gonna pop smoke here just in case. Keep moving up until we figured out where the actual enemy fire is coming from. Okay, move into that. Yep, fire on the infantry. There's something nearby. That mechanized squad's taking a lot of beating. Okay, we're pushing on objective 1, we're pushing on the center here as well. Sounds bloody close. Right, from this sort of area here then. Ooh, that ain't good. Simba taking fire. Okay, Simba down there. Yeah, it's coming from this area here. That's a shame. And it's not easy, but we have to push here. Okay, eyes on enemy troops over here then. Payback time. Right, you engage the enemy. Fire for effect. Enemies here as well, actually. There we go. Yeah, they're not going down too easily, are they? Ooh, that sounded bad. Fire for effect. Fire for effect. Move up the headquarters. Yep, on fire down here. They're looking pretty effective. But I suppose that's hitting the water there. That's using a lot of ammunition there. Yeah, they're not making it easy on me. I'm going to try and conserve some ammunition. infantry is making a sweet arse time over there. Free formation orders. Jesus, they really are. Yeah, okay, well, they're getting the hell out of Dodge. Sounds like they're taking losses now. Okay, arm will be moving out in a moment. Right, seems like there's something there of a sense of that. Could be potentially a transport of some nature. Round about here. Right, now we're engaging there with Jeff. Right, there we go. Finally getting some effective firing now. Yep, that is not what you want to see there. Right, Pride's taking fire. Right, enemy infantry over here. Right, infantry's moving up. I mean, the infantry should be able to deal with this. Okay, enemy troops destroyed. Right, enemy units spotted. Yep, here we go. So that is a BTR. I mean, it's not a insignificant weapon there, 14.5mm. Okay. Line's putting some fire down. At least it'll be dealt with soon. ATGM coming in. Right, M60 spotted in. Move up there with the M60s. Okay, they're retreating. Can't blame them. Broken. Yep, Jeff taking fire. Right, so there's enemy infantry here in this area. That's a shame. I'm really not a fan of being on the offensive here. You do take a lot of losses. Right, enemy ground. Ah, fuck my life. What sort of range do we have with these laws? 300 meters. Hmm. That's an M60 down. I'm assuming there was this T64 over here. Yes. Right, you can't wait. You're gonna move. That's another one down. Yeah, I'm gonna feel we're gonna end up losing this battle here. We really, really don't have it going well for us. I'm gonna move the M60s up. We've got to move them. Ammunition cook-off. Yep, turret blown. Ah, right, so something else over here too. And there goes Lion. There's another M60 gone. Yeah, we're boned here. There's no way we can do this. It's so bloody well armoured. Trying to move the law sections up over here to try and deal with the T64. Yeah, we're taking fire here. Both sections. They're moving for cover. Right, enemy unit spotted over here, motorized. Okay, at least we're engaging now. Okay, fire on the move. God damn it. Yeah, it really is. Well, there goes the Bradleys. And practically all the armoured vehicles I can really use here. The issue is, it's like, I don't have eyes on the enemy here. And we're going to lose here, really no matter what. We made a push, but yeah, this was not to be. Yeah, RPGs I can imagine. log on as well. Yeah, from over here. You think you'd fire on what everybody else is firing on? At least this team's firing. We might be able to put it back if we can get into the objective. We're under fire over here, but we're going to keep moving on. Yeah, they're being routed there. Okay, we have got the objective, okay. M60 has spotted the enemy over here, but I don't know if they're going to fire on them. Right, we've got objective 1 as well. We're going to go for broke on this one. Oops. Yeah, just try and make it in there if you can. I doubt it, but hey. Come on, you can make it. We secure this objective over here, so that's all that matters. I don't know, maybe if we can actually seize that, we might really get lucky. I don't think he's going to be able to make it, but hey. Son of a bitch! Ah, just as getting my bloody hopes up there. We really are not seeing the enemy in here. It doesn't matter. Ah, son of a bitch. So close. I don't think it would have made it, but it would have been an amazing dash for victory. Yeah, there we go. So, we were defeated by that one, it seems. Yeah, major defeat, yeah, I can't argue with that one. We'll go ahead and take a look at the unit positioning then. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, RPG teams, RPG teams, RPG teams. RPGs, motorized, yep, okay. T64, T6, Jesus, scout team, T64, so 3 T64s over here. Infantry in here as well. Infantry. Yeah, they were... Had they maybe gone another way, maybe, but I don't think it would have happened. Yeah, these RPG teams, Jesus. I think it was rough there. I think the fact is, without air support, without the artillery support, we really were in a tough position there. But that was a hell of a lot of fun. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it, because I enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. Yep, okay. So we are losing points here as well, so we do not have as many points. But I suppose the next battle would be the enemy counterattacking then. So at least there would be a chance for us actually to potentially gain the initiative back. And what we're going to do here then for the last few minutes of the actual stream here, we're going to go ahead, and take a look at the Italian campaign. And then what we're going to do is, as there will be another stream coming up shortly, we'll take a look at the Italian campaign, and then obviously the next stream will be actually taking a playthrough of the Italian versus Yugoslavian campaign, so that should be quite fun. Okay, so it appears we do not have access to any aerial support again, unfortunately, at least in this battle. We do have access to a nice amount of guns though, so that's pretty cool. I am definitely going to take advantage of that. Yeah, but a fair amount of high explosive ammunitions there. Obviously, we do not have a DPICM, so that is a shame there. So take a look at this then. Yeah, that would be absolutely true. Okay. So the first mission here of the Italian campaign is going to be actually rather quite interesting. We actually do have a lot of units here. A lot of M60s there. So that's a M60 company. We have two M60 companies over there. Howitzers over here as well. Okay, that's not too bad then. So at least we do have some howitzers, we do have some Bofors. You know, this is actually rather amusing because this is actually a campaign I generated and I didn't realise it. Yep, so this is actually a pre-made campaign that I myself generated. I actually forgot about that. We can take a look at the actual settings then. But actually, you know what? We'll set one up. We'll set a campaign up, and then for the next stream, we'll be able to go ahead and play that. So at least we get to see how the generate campaign, that actual feature works. So what we're going to do here then is go to Northeast Italy. We're going to have, I'm going to say a larger map. A little bit larger. Now there's an airport here. I'd like this to actually take place in the airport. There we go. Then again, that'd be our home base, wouldn't it? Okay. So we'll have home base over here. There we go. Make this larger. Oh, never mind. Choose over there again. I'd like to really try and get the airport in there. Okay, right click. Yep, there we go. So that one's not valid. There we go, now it works out valid. Awesome. So what we're going to do here then is actually set this up. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this then. Right, so we will be playing... we'll play as the Italians here. And we shall face off against the Yugoslavians. Yep, there we go. We're going to play very late on, I'm going to say. Let's assume this is a... we'll say that this war takes place in 1989. In this fictional scenario. Actually, we'll have this in the... We'll have this in 1979. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Armoured. We'll be facing off against another Armoured, I imagine. Okay, wind speed is random, day temperatures, hot, destruction. We'll have some destruction over here then to simulate the fact that this area has been potentially subjected to bombardment. So what we're going to do here then is get ourselves really set out here. So air superiority is balanced. Okay. Increase that to about 4,000 points. Armoured manual, yep. Automatic selection over here as well. Let the tanky panky begin. Okay. Now, we actually have access to the AUBL 74s. These things are amazing. Like, really, really good. We do have some very speedy transports of there. But what I'm going to do is actually take another 2 dismounted scout sections over here. And we do have the Alpini, and the Alpini. I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm going to assume I'm pronouncing it wrong, but we're going to go ahead and grab some of these guys. I mean, these men are pretty, they are fairly elite. We could grab a company of them. Weapon squad there comes with the AT rifle rocket launchers. What do we have here then? I'd like to maybe... Yeah, seems like the rocket launcher seems to be a standard. Okay, we'll take... Actually, I might hold off on the infantry. I'll take a platoon of the Alpini. Or the Alpini. I'll take 2 platoons of these guys. And then the headquarters there. That's plenty for the infantry. Now, this is motorized... Oh, sorry, mechanized and armoured. I need something that's going to be hard-hitting. If we even have access to that. We don't really. We don't have anything that's particularly too fast either, that's a shame. They're equipped with the 50 cal there. It's really not quite what I need. Right. I'm going to grab myself 2 platoons and a headquarters, 2 headquarters actually. It's going to leave a small point there. Yeah, Alpini. Right, so we do have access to Leopard 1A1s, we have access to 1A2s, M47 is at the Walker Bulldog, we have M60s over here as well. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to grab platoons because I find it easier to manage the platoons. Okay. An M... Ooh. It's a 90mm gun. It's one of these things of where it's fast, but it's not that fast. And it's hard to argue with the armor. Grab another platoon, maybe. We don't have access to aircraft, unfortunately. Right, so we'll grab that then. Now, we do have room for support. Quad AA. I'm going to say a lot of AA is going to be required. We do have Mosquito ATGMs. Ooh. Okay, these guys, rocket launchers, not too speedy. Howitzers. Grab some self-propelled mortars. I'm going to need, actually, some AA. So what I'm going to do here, then, is actually drop... I'm going to drop one of these platoons. Grab some Bofors. I'm going to grab another Bofors. Okay, so that really doesn't leave us much there. We're going to rely upon on-map support then, so it's the mortars. Which, yeah, there's something to be said about that. I mean, I could grab the howitzers, but I think, yeah, I think the ability to move is going to be quite good. And so what we'll do here then is get this set up over here. So this is going to be campaign 1. Okay. What I'm going to do here is leave this as it is, and we're going to save that as campaign 1 there. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we'll take a quick sneak peek, and then unfortunately I'm out of time. Okay, so we could play around with this then. So we do have the ability to call some guns. That's really good. We actually do have access to aircraft. Fantastic. Okay. Helicopters, gunships, yeah, this is great. I really like the look of these guys. He has some very interesting aircraft over here. So what we're going to do is take a quick look at the actual map over here then. Right. Yep, so again... I'd really like to take a battle over here at Trieste Airport. That'd be really cool. I'm half tempted to allow ourselves to be pushed back so we can play at the airport over there, but that'd be quite cool. So we do have a meeting engagement over here. Quite a nice map. I mean, these AUBs are really, really good. Of like all the things here, these are probably the best things. Because they are fantastic. Okay. Plenty of headquarter support. Yep, fairly level playing field here. This is going to be a bit of a slaughter. So yes, this is what we're going to be playing in the next stream coming up this week, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to say thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this just as much as I have. I think this has been awesome. I really do love being here. I love seeing you guys, love interacting with you guys, and we get to play some awesome games together. So what more could we possibly want there? And if you guys have enjoyed this and you'd like to see more, then you can go ahead and check out my Discord. I'm going to leave a link to that in the actual video comments here. And of course you can find me on YouTube at XTRG as well. It's been fantastic, guys. Really has. And you know what, I'd like to say thank you to our gracious hosts here, Matrix and Slithering Games, and as well to the developers of this fine game. I don't know how... Vitika Studios. Thank you very much there. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but yes, thank you very much there, guys. Right then, I'm off out. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, day, night... Twilight, I don't know, depends if you're vampires really, how much of a difference that makes. Until next time guys, thank you so very much for watching. I hope to see you again in the future. We will be playing another stream here for release day this week. Can't wait to see you there. We've got a hell of a campaign coming up. Hopefully we can play at Trieste Airport, that'd be really cool. Until next time, thank you and goodbye. See you again in the future guys.